Привет, народ! Это Игра Престолов. Глава 2. Мы продолжаем. Так, вот это вот дергание экрана меня просто убивает. А что у нас за оружка вообще есть? Старый щербатый бракемар. Ого. Вот эти вот дергания, видите, да? И, блин.
There's not a ham left in town. With things as they are, what choice do we have?
If things are so bad, what do you propose to do?
It's been too hard for too long. It's time to revolt. We must take matters into our own hands. We'll take up arms.
Это закончится кровопролитием.
If you follow that path, the army will have no choice but to fight against you. Do you want this to end in blood and tears?
You don't know what you're talking about, stranger. The house is dying. The army of River Spring is but a shadow of what it was. You obviously know nothing of the misery we suffer here.
That may be, but I do know that violence is answered with more violence. This path never ends well.
We're already suffering. What is it to us if we die of hunger or by a sword?
What has happened here? These lands were once thriving.
It's the Lords. It's been too long since they cared about what happens in their own lands. Neighboring lords have taken the chance to grab some of our land, and nothing is done to stop it. And now that Lord Sarwick is dead, it will only get worse. We must do something.
But there are still Sarwicks in River Spring.
Don't make me laugh. The eldest fled years ago. As for the others, they're no better than me. Anyway, this concerns only the people of River Spring, stranger.
So be it. I pray that your choices will not lead you to reckless acts. May R'hllor light your path through the shadows.
We can't afford to buy your butter, brother. Our purses are as empty as our bellies.
Да ёханый бабай! Да ты чё? Издеваешься, что ли, надо мной, игра, блин? Что за дергания такие? Ну, носит он хорошо, конечно.
But I cannot let you walk into certain death like that.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not sure of the customs in the free cities nowadays, but I wouldn't dream of entering Westerer's arm like that. And yet, as to Smith labours day and night for us,
реклама.
it so happens that I sell the finest weapons.
Так, ненавязчиво.
Blunt, cutting, perforating. You know what they say, my lord. Don't buy a blade until you know what you plan to stick it into.
Tell me more about cutting weapons.
The most popular. I know of no weapon passed down through families that is not a sword, my lord, and there are good reasons for that. Cutting weapons are especially designed to fight against light armor such as leather, and even the skin underneath. Do you need more information?
Не хочу.
I have things to do.
Понял, ты мне херню
Don't hesitate to come back and see me in the Merchant Square. I weep to see you so ill-equipped in this town. And don't forget, you'll be wanting armor. After all, no matter the weapon you face, simple clothes will not protect you.
Дробящие тяжелые доспехи латы. Понятно.
Very nice robe you've got there. That must be worth its weight in copper.
Вот он носится вообще. Здорово, чувак.
Halt, priest. This town is in mourning. Access to the castle is closed during the ceremony.
I'm actually here to attend Lord Sarwick's burial.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I'm under strict orders
Ты я
to
самый
only
близкий,
allow
скажи.
entry to close kin. With the villagers' current grumblings, we don't want to risk problems.
I am Lord Reynold Sarwick's eldest son, and I am here to attend my father's funeral.
His eldest son? Do you take me for a fool? I have been at my post for more than 5 years, and I have never once seen your face.
It has been more than 5 years since I left River Spring. Please call on Mr. Harwin. He knows of my arrival.
Well, we'll see about that, but I doubt he'll come here for you. The ceremony's about
Давай
to start.
зови, иди, думает
John,
он, не думает.
go find Maester Harwin.
What is going on here? Why has John gone for the Maester?
Ryman, it's me, Alistair.
Several hells! Alistair? Graydon, I told you only family. That excludes peasants, dogs and cravens who abandon their families.
Че, наехать на него? Нет,
You
не
blame
будем.
me for leaving, but this is not the time for anger. I've come to bury my father, Ryman, not to fight with you. In honor of the past, allow me to go and pay him my respects.
Very well, you may go. Out of respect for your
Ну
father.
вот. А могли бы получить люлей.
I knew you would come.
Maester Harwin, it's a pleasure to see you again.
The pleasure is shared. 7 gods, you have changed so much. 15 years. I had help from my contacts in Bravos to inform you of your father's death. The funeral will be in the Godswood. The ceremony has already begun.
Why is it not held at the Sept?
It would be if it were not in ruins. River Spring is suffering on all fronts, I fear. Let us go now. Come
Пойдем.
with me, Alistair. Let us speak as we walk.
What happened here, Maester? How could my father allow things to get to this point?
You know, after you left, Lord Reynold changed. He
Ah,
began
я
to live
разучился
more
бегать.
and more in the past and stopped taking care of his duties. Your sister quickly found herself managing more than she should have.
Eliana helped my father govern?
Well, these last few months, she's practically run the house herself. In spite of her efforts, she was unable to slow the inevitable ruin of her lands without a lord. But all is not so dark. Many of your father's vassals remain faithful to their oath. They have all come to the burial in order to honor his memory. We will speak of all this again after the ceremony. Let us make haste, I beg of you.
Богороща ключей. Да уж.
Hello, Red Priest. I am Lady Eliana Sarwick, daughter of the late Lord Sarwick. You are just in time for the ceremony.
Ну так-то да.
Were you close
Брат
to
я
my
твой.
father?
You have changed much in 15 years, little sister.
Alistair, why have you returned? We don't need you here.
Harwin told me of father's death. It was my duty to come.
15 years without any news. And he had to die for us to see you again. You would have done better to stay
Чё ты
where
такая
you were.
грымза-то, а?
I do not doubt that my departure was difficult for you.
Difficult? To say the least. Your disappearance was our father's ruin. Do you know how long I cried after you left? And how long I hoped for news of you?
I am sorry. I left Westeros without once turning back, it's true. I understand your reaction. It must have been unbearable for you, but I had to leave. Know that I never forgot you.
That's easy for you to say. And you should know that we here learn to live very well without you.
I understand your reaction, Eliana.
I doubt it. Go pay your last respects to father. We will speak later.
May the stranger, the eternal outcast, now guide you to the Father. And may he judge you fairly and deliver you from the torments of the 7.
Who is that man? I believe that is the elder Sarwick, the one who disappeared. He has certainly changed, but I recognize him.
Бабки базарные. Шу-шу-шу за спиной там стоят бы. Все свалили.
How could you desecrate our father's body that way?
I desecrated nothing. I performed the final kiss, the tribute that priests of R'hllor pay to the dead.
You may be a red priest, but you should respect the beliefs of Riverspring.
I did not intend to be disrespectful, little sister.
Do not think that it is easy for me to speak with you after all this time.
Please,
Да, я
Ilyana,
понимаю.
listen. I left Westeros without a goodbye, and you have every reason to be angry with me. 15 years ago, the war that King Robert Baratheon fought to claim the throne forced me to commit deeds which haunt me still. The very idea of returning to you was too painful. I did the only thing left for me to do. I left and began a new life elsewhere. Not long ago, I received a letter from Maester Harwin telling of Father's death. I could no longer hide myself. It was time to confront my past. What I regret the most, Ilyana, is that by fleeing to the other side of the waters, it is you whom I wounded.
All these years, I have thrown a veil over your memory. And you return at the moment when everything is in turmoil. I must be alone for the moment. I will see you later, Alistair.
Take your time, little sister. I understand.
Alistair, Maester Arwen would like to speak with you. He awaits you in the castle courtyard. And if I may add, you should be ashamed of that.
Иди в задницу, бабка, стыдно.
My thanks, Ravella. I shall go and see him.
Жалко, тут нельзя всех зарезать нахрен. Я бы сейчас уже тут это... Папаня. Кинжал такой, ничего у него, да? Давай с этой-ка потрепаемся. Эй, ты!
I am not
Бабулька.
sure there is more to discuss between us, Alistair. I am sincerely sorry for your loss. You know how much your father meant to me. Unless you are truly ready to listen to me, it would be best that you leave.
I knew you to be less ardent, Ravella.
And I knew you to be more respectful. This ceremony was held under the watch of the Seven, and your shameful act did nothing but needlessly shock and disgust decent people.
Да это вера
I'm
моя.
sorry, Scepter. From now on, the rights of the Seven no longer concern me. I have chosen another path. Can you not see that you and all the lost souls of Westeros worship different rays of the same light? Your entire pantheon, your 7 gods, do you not feel that they are just pieces of one whole, of something much bigger?
If you would listen to my lessons, you would know that for the sages, the 7 are but one. But in order to understand that, one must understand the full scope of their teachings. Perhaps it would be better to worship a simple wood fire like other red priests do. It's always easier to worship that which burns brightly.
The flame brings light and warmth. It is the source of life.
No doubt other creatures share your beliefs. Like those whores, for example.
И шапка у
I've
тебя
seen one of
дурацкая.
your kind in action. Thoros of Myr was his name. A fornicator and a drunk.
Да.
I will not allow you to speak to me in this manner, Ravella. I respect your faith, and you will respect mine.
Forgive me, my lord. I forgot my place.
Your fervor does you credit, Ravella. You raised me, as you raised my brother and sister. But I cannot allow one of my subjects
Да,
to show me
на кол ее
disrespect.
посадить.
Do you understand?
Отрубить башку.
Of course. I shall be careful in the future.
I don't doubt it.
Так. Сойвнулись малость. Харвин. Да погоди-ка, Харвин. А чё у меня за навыки вообще есть? Как я могу посмотреть свои навыки? Никак? Ну да ладно.
Ah, Alistair. There you are. Please leave us. So, you're not too unsettled by the situation here?
Так. Давай про людей.
What I saw of the town upon my arrival was enough. It is a disaster. The people cannot go on like this. I have heard tell that neighboring lords have taken our people's lands.
Indeed. The poverty has worsened over the years. When neighboring lords became aware of your father's situation, they took advantage of the opportunity.
But they have no right to do so. Our lieges, the Lannisters, should have been notified.
Indeed. But our relations with them have suffered since your father held Tywin Lannister responsible for your departure. It was after his death that your sister decided to reopen talks by going to see the most influential member of their family. That is why she requested an audience with Queen Cersei Lannister at the Red Keep. It was made very clear our lieges will act once our land has a new master. So your sister worked towards this end. Riverspring has belonged to House Sarwick for generations. Ilyana has refused to marry a lord from any other house. So, the Queen has chosen a man for your sister.
Who is it?
Valar, your father's bastard son, your half-brother.
Valar? I left Westeros hoping never to hear that name again. It is out of the question for my sister to marry him. He shares our blood. How can the Queen condone a marriage which goes against nature?
You realize that if Ilyana were to wed another lord, she would take her husband's name. Being a bastard, Valar has no family name. It was the only solution to keep Riverspring for House Sarwick.
Why choose Valar for a suitor? What does the Queen want?
From what I heard while accompanying your sister to King's Landing for her audience at court, Valar distinguished himself through his exploits. I know that the Queen enjoys surrounding herself with strong, devoted men. That is the case for Valar. By giving him this gift, she ensures his loyalty and increases her power.
But Valar was just a squire when he went off to war with me. It would take more than that to be a suitor worthy of our name.
Seeing him return alone from the war, your father blamed him for your disappearance. No matter how much Valar claimed to work for the prosperity of House Sarwick, your father wouldn't hear any of it. He cursed him and chased him away from Riverspring for good. Your half-brother was mad with rage and left seeking vengeance.
Почему у них в мишенях
He
постоянно во
spent
всех
several
играх
years at
торчат
the
стрелы?
Citadel, using education to
Че, пострелял
compensate for his
нафиг,
low
да?
birth.
Пошел других потом сделал. Че, не вытащить стрелы, что ли, обратно?
He never became
Что за
maester,
прикол?
but stopped at the rank of acolyte. He learned the art of war, studied the higher mysteries, and forged links. He was then thrown out of the Citadel several years later for studying the forbidden arts. He's been a sellsword ever since. His reputation spread quickly, and royal ears heard of him. In 2 years, he went from simple soldier to the Queen's Guard. He moves in the shadows. The nobles of the court fear him.
Valar. He has taken too much from me already. I cannot just stand by while he marries my sister.
There is something else of which we should speak. I would have liked to spare you this. I do not believe that your father's death was an accident. There are certain indications that lead me to believe that he was poisoned.
Are you sure?
Believe me, Alistair, I know this subject. The Strangler is a difficult poison to detect, but it leaves certain traces that cannot be caused by anything else.
Did Father have any ongoing conflicts which could have prompted someone to murder him?
I am not certain, but there are rumors of a possible culprit.
Tell me who it is.
This may overwhelm you, but the rumors say that it is your younger brother, Garwin.
Garwin? He was but a child when I left.
Ну, когда уехал, был, сейчас все уже.
Had some serious quarrels,
Он
and
вырос.
he disappeared on the very night of your father's death. We've had no news of him since.
Why? Why would he have done such a thing?
Maester Harwin, the people are rebelling. Rioting has broken out throughout the town.
With all of this festering discontent, it was only a matter of time before this happened.
Почему?
Why would the people rise up with such violence?
Well, the lords left the castle after the burial with their fine clothes and all, whereas the villagers are starving. All of this flaunted wealth must have pushed them too far. Everything quickly erupted. They attacked the lords, taking them hostage.
How did things get this far out of hand?
One man used this opportunity to unite the mob against us.
I think I know who leads them. I crossed paths with a certain Tyrek when arriving. A rabble-rouser, telling people to take up arms.
Tyrek? I heard some guards say that he was getting people worked up
Ну
in the
вот прошляпили,
marketplace.
блин,
Then
бунтаря.
that is where we must go.
Captain Ryman says that it's impossible. Our men are barely managing to keep them at bay at the castle doors. There are not enough of us to attempt an escape.
Where is Captain Ryman?
He is at the doors. He's the one that ordered the barricades.
7 hells! If Ryman deals with it, the revolt will end in flames and bloodshed.
Riverspring has already suffered too much. I must join Ryman. Riverspring needs me. I will not watch our land fall into ruins without acting.
Very well. But I beg you to be careful. You are a Sarwick. Act as a liege, Lord Alster, and know that your acts will have consequences.
I will do what must be done.
I am sure you will.
Так. В городе беспорядки, понимаешь. Ага. Натиск. Мечи у меня, да, хорошо. Ну это понятно. Параметры. Ага. Урон за секунду 19. Одноручное оружие. Ну ладно. О, канализация есть, арена. Надо сгонять.
We should be... Well, well, look who's here, dear.
I hope you're thinking more clearly than you were earlier.
I have no lessons to learn from a coward.
Let's not start that again. Ryman, I did not come here to fight with you. What can you tell me of the situation
Да,
here?
давай
We've
рассказывай,
almost
скотина
regained control
тупорылая.
of the southern part of town. My soldiers are about to clean it out. But in the marketplace, there are still skirmishes between rioters and people loyal to our cause. Nobles who came for the ceremony are still being held hostage by rebels on the docks in the northern part of town.
Very well. Let's go, Ryman. I want to see this for myself.
Really? His lordship would like to see this for himself? Well then, I'd be happy to accompany you to see this. I cannot wait to see you reason with this gang of peasants. I hope that blade at your belt is not just for decoration.
Ты давай,
Here,
проверь-ка.
take my flask. You might need it.
Фляв. Чё дал? Чё дал-то? Нет. Нет. Сучий морда. Ну где ты? А вот он, Арглор. Огненное оружие. Горящие враги. Отлично. Мистер есть, да. Все, вот так. Ты что ты дергаешься-то как... А мне не туда вообще, да? Ё, твою мать! Давай, раздергайся как следует. И так. Уж. Еще меньше, еще меньше. Ну как-то так. Более-менее. Да, хуй там. Ой, сори. Да чё ты дергаешься-то как дерьмо какое-то поганое, а? Бабулеты, бабулеты. Открывай.
Open this gate. I'm going to town.
Understood.
Understood.
Open this damn gate!
Kyle! Bloody lowboard!
Сожги его на. Не сумел поджечь его. Давай. Оглушил меня, скотина. Спасите, помогите. Давай этого. Ага. Ага. Зарежь его. Чё стал-то? Чё стал-то? Чего это у меня?
There are so many people, and they are so well organized. Too organized for a simple rebellion.
Слишком хорошо. Слишком хорошо тоже плохо. А там вон они. Да ты чё? Контратака какая-то. Вы что там, оборзели, что ли, сильно?
I'm sorry, my lord. Tyrek asked us to keep him here for as long as possible. Do not kill us. We beg of you.
I suppose it would be unfair to kill
Да.
you for so little.
Валите отсюда, козлы.
Ah, your leniency shall not be forgotten.
You've gotten us out of a bad situation, Captain. We'll join the
А вы
others
что
when
там
we're ready.
за этот? Забаррикадировались, придурки. Ага, ага. Так, на лодку и сваливать. Так, ну-ка. Эту, потом вот эту. Ай.
You are completely mad. Nothing good will come of this revolt.
You'd better think well, Baker. If you're not with us, you're against us.
Please, Preston, just listen to yourself. We've lived in the same town since we were little.
What's going on here? Attacking the castle guards wasn't enough for you. You have to fight amongst yourselves too.
Ah, there are the guards. Milords, we are faithful to House Sarwick, and we're trying to calm them, but it's impossible to make them listen to reason.
Traitors! You wish to continue living in squalor and eating only what the lords shit out?
Silence! I am the son of the late Lord Sarwick. Who is behind this revolt?
He's a merchant who works at the port, goes by the name of Tyrek. He's well respected by the people of River Spring.
At least he's one of ours. He suffers with us and fights with us. He's the only one who's dared to act while we die in squalor.
Да, им
I
просто пожрать
understand.
надо.
I will ask that food from the castle be distributed, but first you must stop this revolt.
You would do that? Swear by the Seven, and we will put down our weapons.
Ну чё?
Very well. I swear it by the
Зря,
Seven.
я же красный
Come on,
жрец.
lads.
А,
Let's get
хотя
out of
нет,
here.
фу, прокатило.
I hope you'll give us as much as we need.
The people will never be abandoned again. Trust me.
Я думал, они скажут, ты же красный жрец, как ты клянешься семерыми.
The situation would get out of hand.
Unfortunately, River Spring
Тебе надо
has
этого
seen too much
Тирика
of its
найти,
own blood
короче, и
these last hours.
нашкандыбать.
Tyrek promised
Накостылять
them
ему надо.
that there would be no innocent victims, and those poor sods believed him.
Giving up the castle's food like that, the villagers will be thankful for it, but it won't last for long.
Тут чё? Торгую с пиками. Сколько у меня бабло я дал? 21 деньга. Нифига себе тяжелый нагрудник. 64 надо. Да. Спасибо. Очень рад. Очень рад, кстати. Очень рад. Так, вот там где-то что-то. Какая-то буча, да? Ты кто? Сначала я тут вот, да. О, львиный зуб. 7 золотых денег. Нифига себе вы охренели. Уроды, откуда такие цены? Еще жалуетесь, что вы голодаете? С такими ценами-то. Конечно, у вас никто ничего покупать не будет. Будьте бедные и голодные.
Shit! The captain of the guard! Not a step further, or we will kill all of these lords.
Bastards! They're going after the burial guest. How do you want to proceed, Alistair?
People of River Spring, I am Alistair Sarwick. Why are you attacking these innocent people?
We've been dying of hunger for years, while these lords and ladies with their
Иди
jewels
работай,
just
будете
strut
жрать
around
твою.
us like peacocks.
Start by letting these people go. Nothing can be resolved while you still threaten them.
Free them? You must be joking. The port's merchants are all penniless. We ask only for enough to buy new wares and reopen our stores.
Very well. You can take their valuables, but do not harm them and let them go free.
Touch me. Here, take my ring, thieves.
Thank you, sir. Let's go, lads.
You made a bad mistake, Alistair. Your father would never have made a deal with those beggars. This isn't the end of it,
Может тебя зарезать сразу, а?
As far as I know, you're not yet lord of this place. And, truth be told, I hope you never will be. Sir Valar would certainly be better man for this role.
That will not happen as long as I live.
You acted admirably, my lord.
What were you doing, ferryman?
The lords wanted me to help them leave the town, but these brutes attacked us before I could cast off the moorings. It's a good thing you arrived when you did. I didn't think I'd make it. Let me know if I can return the favor one day.
Дай плюшку
Our
какую-нибудь.
neighbors probably won't appreciate the news very much, but it will serve them right. They've taken advantage of our lands for long enough.
Кря. Опа. Лут. Нету денежек. Так, херово. Ходят. Так, тут трупы. Дубина. Натиск. Нет, навыки. Булавов у меня нету, да? Хреново.
Open the gate. I'm
Very well.
Почему в замок-то? Ну да, в замок. Не стрелять, сука.
Ah, there you are,
Ребята,
Captain. We were
попроще.
about to execute these men. They must learn who's in charge here.
These
Я
people
главное,
must
что?
have committed serious crimes if they are to be executed.
They were amongst the rioters. They must be guilty of something.
If you execute people without reason, the situation will only grow worse. Allow me some time to question you.
What shall we do, Captain?
These vermin don't deserve such kind treatment. But fine. Let's see what my cousin is made of.
Tell us why you're here, friend.
They started it. We just came to ask for something to eat. Shut your mouth, scum. You killed one of our men in the port and you will pay for that.
This guard claims to have seen you at the port storehouse.
I was there with the others to demand food, my lord. But I'd already left when that guard got an axe through the head.
What is this man being accused of?
My lord, this man was seen in the port, where the rioting broke out.
And you suspect that he is responsible for this unrest?
One of our guards was killed in front of the storehouse. Someone must pay for that.
Let him go.
Very well.
Так, следующий.
This man was found near the dying body of one of our men. Look at him. He's pissed himself. You don't need more proof than that.
What were you doing near this guard's body?
I beg of you, my lord. I am innocent. I swear it by the Seven.
That is not what I asked. Why were you close to the body?
I am innocent. I did nothing. I killed no one.
This man apparently killed a guard.
Everything leads us to believe it, my lord. We found him carrying an enormous knife.
Did you find him with the blade in his hand?
No, we found it in his pouch, but the blade was caked with dried blood.
What were you doing carrying a knife?
Well, because I'm an apprentice to the butcher in the marketplace, my lord. I use the blade in my work, nothing more.
Dried blood, you say? The blood would still be sticky and fresh if it belonged to our man. Let this man go immediately.
Very well, my lord.
Very well, my lord. Браско. Браско надо казнить, да? Не нравится он мне.
You're finally to die, you piece of shit.
I've nothing to do with all this. My lot kept out of it from the start.
I don't give a damn. You've been a pain in our asses for far too long.
What were you doing during the rioting?
I live in the inn overlooking the port with some friends. We haven't set foot outside since the revolt started. A group of armed guards arrived and dragged me off in the middle of a game of cards. So, that is River Spring justice, huh? Quick executions without reason?
For what crime do you wish to punish this man?
He belongs to an organized gang currently ruling over the port. They hold the merchants to ransom. They all pay with coin or their lives.
We have good relations with the merchants on the port.
А, так ты бандос местный, что ли? Расстрелять.
Don't make me laugh. We finally have the chance to get our hands on him. River Spring will be better off without him.
This man has spread rot in River Spring. Execute him.
I couldn't have said it better.
Готов. Так, Милара. Ну что там?
You'll pay for what you did, whore.
I wish you had been in your squalor's house as it burned.
If you set his house on fire, you do realize that a lord can cut off your hands for far less than that.
Please, don't cut off my hands, my lord. Your guard there. He took advantage of the rioting to violate my little sister. I found her in tears, unable to speak.
You can't call that rape. The girl didn't even put up a fight.
Это не изнасилование, она говорит,
You
не сопротивлялась.
your own shit.
Your behavior is the cause of all this. You are the only person here who deserves punishment. Send him to the dungeons while I decide his fate. And let this woman go.
I cannot thank you enough. my lord.
Are you done, my lord? Yes, but no one is to take such decisions in the future without telling me first. Try to at least hear what they have to say before passing sentence. Is that understood?
Да, надо хотя бы спросить сначала. Все правильно, Алистер, молодец.
My lord Sarwick, Tyrek, the leader of the revolt, has turned up at the castle doors. He will only negotiate with you.
The traitor finally shows his face. It's time to put a
Блин, если голодный, сразу предатель, да?
Do not take this man lightly. Guard, tell him I'm on my way.
Very well, my lord.
Ну, что тут у меня? Ничего нету, нет? Ну ладно. $300 опыта, 200 опыта, 800 опыта. А уровень-то когда поднимется?
At last! The man who everyone is talking about? The famous Alistair Sarwick? We already spoke on the quay. You pretended you were just a foreigner. But now that you're with your guards, you finally show your true face.
Да.
This morning I was only a stranger, but the situation has changed and I have to act. You are the man who started the rioting which led to a full revolt.
You know nothing of our problems. Your family sits warm in your castle while we die of hunger in the streets.
He proved that he is on our side today, Tyrek.
I've made decisions which may seem unjust to you, but they were for the good of Riverspring. Our town is where it is today because ties with the lords of the Westerlands have been cut. To bring our lands back to health, we must gain the trust and support of the lords.
Unfortunately, your efforts seem to be in vain, Alistair.
May the lords of the Westerlands rest easy. From now on, I will do everything in my power to restore Riverspring to its former glory.
You disgust me. You reveal yourself for what you are. Despite your actions during the rioting, you defend the privileges of the lords. Nothing changes. The people will continue to die of hunger, while the lords feast.
During the rioting, the people of Riverspring did not die of hunger. They died by the sword, Tyrek. Do you not take any blame for having brought about these massacres? Riverspring has suffered heavy losses on both sides, the people and the guards alike.
The Guard will fight to the end for the survival of Riverspring, but your decisions did not help us at all. You're so interested in gaining the people's love that you'll lead the town to ruin. You can't rule the town with weak actions.
The people no longer support you, Tyrek. Your cause means nothing now.
Да.
He's right,
Почему
Tyrek.
тухлая?
The
Пошел
rioting
вон
was
отсюда.
foolery.
Урод.
Many of our people died today. Leave it be.
Enough bloodshed, Tyrek. Accept your defeat. Accept your situation. You have no support anymore.
You may have calmed them with your pretty speeches, but I know that it won't change and we'll just keep dying.
I will rebuild Riverspring again. It costs me my life.
Че, завалить его?
As
Завалить.
for you, Tyrek, the matter ends here and now.
Да. У меня нет виала. Калушон. На, порежь его. Ну. Все, порезал на.
You succeeded, Lord Alistair. These riots very nearly destroyed
Все,
Riverspring.
Тирик допрыгался на.
You address me as Lord now?
Although you do not officially hold the title of Lord, you have shown that you have the soul of one. From this point forth, I shall address you as such.
I shall try to be worthy of your trust. The town may be appeased, but I could not please everyone.
It is difficult to lead, Your choices will always leave someone unhappy. The important thing is that you made decisions where others would simply let the situation deteriorate. The decisions you made today brought peace back to River Spring. That is all that matters.
He is right, Alistair. I never thought I would say this, but River Spring needs a man like you. It would be a shame for you to leave now.
Thank you, Ryman. Rest assured, I do not intend to leave. Not anymore.
Good to hear.
Now that this matter has been taken care of, I would like to carry on our discussion regarding my brother, Gawain.
Not here, Alistair. It has been a particularly delicate matter since the death of Lord Reynold. Find me at the castle.
Understood.
Я крутой чувак или нет? Я могу не покупать оружие, а просто зайти в замок, там, в оружейную, набрать себе оружие крутого.
What is it, little sister?
I am sorry for the cold welcome during the burial. I lied to myself by saying that you no longer meant anything to me. When Harwin informed me that you were helping Ryman handle the rioting, I was afraid something would happen to you.
Да не стоило беспокоиться, но все нормально.
I have returned.
Are you planning to remain at River Spring?
I will restore River Spring to its former glory.
How do you intend to do that?
I have decided to seek an audience with the Queen at the Red Keep in order to reclaim my titles and inheritance.
You do not have to do that, Alistair. You know, I have reached an agreement with the Queen. If I wed Valar, the Crown will once again recognize the sovereignty of a lord at River Spring and will agree to help us.
Yes, Harwin spoke of it to me, and it only reinforces my determination.
Don't be a fool, Alistair. If the Queen were to take insult from your approach, we could lose everything.
I know that, but this marriage would mean the end of River Spring. You do not know the true nature.
I am well aware of that vulture's reputation. He and I have nothing in common, but unfortunately he is close to the Queen. House Lannister is the richest house in Westeros, and one of the most powerful. With a faithful vassal such as Valar, they will surely help us.
I see your point of view, sister, but I will not allow Valar to share a future with House Sarwick. I spoke to Harwin, and he told me that father had banished him, and rightly so. I would not have you make such a sacrifice to keep River Spring in the family.
I'm sorry, but I cannot share your optimism, brother. I hope your words will move the Queen.
Так я же шел с ним говорить, ты меня отвлекаешь. Да.
Let's speak now that we are alone, Harwin. Tell me of Gawain. I remember little of him as a child. He was restless, but not bad at heart.
He has certainly grown up since then. His relationship with your father had become increasingly strained these past few years.
To what extent?
Well, their arguments had become increasingly violent. Several days before his death, your father disinherited Gawain. As a son of a noble family, to be disinherited is a fate worse than death. This could be reason enough for Gawain to commit the unforgivable.
But there is no solid evidence of that, is there?
No, just theory. However, since this
Смысл ему убивать папку своего,
Gawain
если вы наследство
disappeared.
решили?
Would you know where he might have gone?
Он ничего не получит.
He enjoyed visiting your men, sir, in King's Landing.
I happen to be going there to seek an audience with the Queen. I will see if I can find him. My priority is to get my titles back. I will become the lord of these lands as my father wished. I will find a way to stop the marriage. Valar will not have River Spring.
The Seven be praised. It is a relief to hear it.
But before all else, I must inform the priesthood of my decision.
Your old bedchamber is still there. Lord Reynald did not want it touched. I asked that it be readied in the hope of your arrival.
I thank you, Howard.
С храмом связаться. Позвонить нельзя, да? Опа-на. Стоять бояться. Болты. Дубинал. Дробящая, да? Ско. Вот так вот. Что-то там... Ладно, пойдем свяжемся с кем-нибудь. Вау. У меня комната в подвале. Круто. Да вот же куча мечей. Я хочу их взять. Туннели. Мне наверх надо. Я думал, мне надо в подвал. Ну ладно. Нет так нет. Что тут есть вообще на той? Что тут на той есть, на той? Сундучок. Закрыто, закрыто. Вот, вот. Блин. Нафиг мне деньга, мне надо это. Оружку. Деньга. Деньга. Где моя комната? Мне надо как-то наверх подняться, да? Ну давай. Ага. Лучше идти. Уйти. Уйти. О.
Good evening, Master Alistair.
Good evening, Master Betharios.
What news from your stay on the other continent?
The news is quite dark, I'm afraid. I pray that R'hllor will light my path. My family and my house have not fared well. I cannot return to Bravos. I must take my rightful place here.
The night is dark and full of horrors, my brother. I understand that you may not leave your people to wander blindly, far from the light of R'hllor. But in making this choice, does it mean that you have decided to leave our order?
I did not say that. I am and will remain devoted to R'hllor until I die. The fact that I remain in Westeros in no way changes my dedication to our town. Quite the contrary.
What do you mean?
I believe that our organization would do well to have a Lord of Westeros devoted to our cause. The light of R'hllor will shine upon my subjects and neighbors.
I see. Well, we can only encourage such initiative. Our order has little representation on the continent of Westeros.
I may need you to send me Denyo to help me in this task.
It will be done. No more than the two of you.
Два это уже толпа.
I will inform the rest of the clergy of your decision and your devotion, Master Alistair. May the lights watch over you.
I thank you, Master Betharios. May the light watch over you as well.
River Spring has recognized his authority, and it would seem that he has decided to stay for good.
Indeed. I spoke to him about it, and he has decided to take on his responsibilities here.
Maester Harwin, do you truly believe that he has a chance of changing the Queen's mind?
Have confidence in your brother, Ilyana.
Да, побриться бы не мешало тебе, чувак.
I don't doubt my brother. I doubt Valar.
Worry not, little sister. Harwin, prepare for my voyage. I'm leaving for King's Landing in order to request an audience with the Queen. R'hllor as my witness, I will be the new master of River Spring.
Да!
Morse! Morse!
Из него стрелы
By the
повытаскивали.
gods, Morse. Only you would take on so many wildlings on your own. I was afraid we'd arrive too late.
Да, про новобранцев.
Indeed. But at what price? My men are dead, as well as those from Kragan's patrol.
In spite of our losses, it is a good day for the Night's Watch. Gorn and his curs would have bled our ranks for years to come.
Despite all that, I owe my life to you and your men.
My honor for the wall. My life for my brothers.
Corin. There was another ranger with me. A little thief from Fleabottom. I stationed him up there with his bow. Did you see him?
Neither him nor his body. You're the only survivor we found.
I see. I'll try to find out what happened to him. I must find him before reporting to Lord Commander Mormont.
The Night's Watch lacks the strength it once had. The wildlings should never have been able to travel this far in the gift.
Take nothing for granted. Nothing lasts forever. We know that better than anyone.
I'll have my men sweep the area until our builders arrive to block up the opening. We'll take care of the slain. Good luck finding the boy, brother.
My
Попробуем
thanks.
найти.
I am greatly indebted to you, Corin.
Ну что ж, на этом мы закончим с вами. Вторая глава подошла к концу. Третью уже будем продолжать в следующей серии. Всем спасибо, всем пока. Увидимся.